What's up, you fucking weirdos? What's up, you fucking weirdos? Welcome to where the weird ones are.
Yeah. Weird ones only, we talking that truth. Ghost in the attic, yeah, show me the proof. Aliens creeping, they light in the roof. Minds wide open, we shatter the booth. Conspiracies deep, we digging the scars. Demons and angels and bodies on Mars. Cryptids be watching, they lurk in the dark. Mental on edge, but we glowing like stars. Welcome to the pod, no cap, it's a seance. Whispers in the static, spirits doing dance. Reptiles in suits, yeah, running the lands. MK Ultra made a puppet of your mans. Wendigo hunger, dogman strut, flat woods, eyes glow. Slice through the cut, Bigfoot tagging trees. Marking the trail, weird ones ride, no room for the frail. Talking about trauma, talking that soul. Peeling back layers, we digging a hole. Sacred geometry, numbers align. Ancestors speak through the veil and the sign. Ayahuasca dreams, third eye lit. Shadow self lurking, we making it spit. No mainstream lies. This the dirt where the weird ones rise from the blood and the hurt. Weird ones only, we talking that truth. Ghosts in the attic, yeah, show me the proof. Aliens creeping, they light in the roof. Minds wide open, we shatter the booth. Conspiracies deep, we digging the scars. Demons and angels and bodies on Mars. Cryptids be watching, they lurk in the dark. Mental on edge, but we glowing like stars. Voices in the woods got chills on the neck. Black-eyed kids at the door, now we check. CIA tapped in, fluoride drip. Project Bluebeam, watch that script. Talking about grief, talking about fear. Talking about why them voices appear. Healing the mind while breaking the chain. Spiritual warfare deep in the brain. We don't run from the strange, we live in the strange. Tattoo the truth in the scars and the pain. Stay weird, the mantra we own in the name. Reality bent, so we bend to the same. From the attic to the swamp, we tracking the freak. Where the veil get thin and the silence speak. We ain't your norm, we off that grid. Weird as the wave, yo, this where we live.
Would you like to hear a story?
Hey, this is Rochelle Stratton, and you are listening to Kevin with Where the Weird Ones Are. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
What's up, you fucking weirdos? Welcome to another episode of Where the Weird Ones Are. My name is Kevin, but you probably already knew that, and if you didn't, now you do. Today's episode is with Nicole. She is a part of Full Moon Paranormal, and we have a lovely conversation. She's going to be at the Hollow Film Festival, Paracon type thing, which I will be at. It's in New Jersey. I think it's Stockton College or something like that. I don't know, but you guys should check it out. It's August 22nd. That's when it will be be happening. But I'm also going to be going to the Pennhurst Paracon in Pennsylvania coming up in May. I think it's May 16th and 17th. That weekend. So I'm gonna go down there and check that out. It's only 6 hours away from me, so why not, you know? Um, but yeah, I really enjoyed this conversation, and I look forward to not only meeting Nicole, but future conversations with her as well. We talk a lot about like historical, like keeping up with historical things, places when it comes, especially for like paranormal investigations and stuff. And I think holding on to our history is super important instead of covering it or destroying it and then building something new. um but I guess sometimes, progress, so we'll see what happens. But if you are out there experiencing any kind of mental distress, please, here in the United States, call or text 988. They are equipped to help you with whatever mental distress needs you are experiencing. And if you are somebody who is just trying to help somebody who's going through a mental health crisis, that they will give you the resources to help said person, whether it's a friend, a stranger, whoever, you know, they are equipped to help you out. So, so please stay another day. You do not know the hole that you will be leaving behind, because all you're going to be doing is transferring trauma. And I know you don't want to do that, especially to your kids. So I'm happy you exist. I really am. So keep on keeping on. On another note, Secrets of Densmore is going to be made. Kickstarter not doesn't look like it's going to survive, so I might not be able to do it as soon as that I want to because the funding, it needs to be funded. Need to pay for things. So, again, I'm gonna put the Kickstarter in show notes. If you're interested in, backing the project, cool. If not, a share would be great. Um, it's been it's been sitting at the same amount for almost 3 weeks now. So I don't. The last day I believe is May 12th. Um, to to pitch into the Kickstarter. And if it doesn't reach the goal, then I don't get any of the money, and everybody who's pitched in gets their money back. So I'll be getting some of my money back. Most likely, by the looks of it. But I am still trying. I'm trying to stay positive and optimistic. If it happens, cool. If it doesn't happen, we're gonna make it happen. The movie happen either way. Somehow, I'll figure something out. So, but again, the Kickstarter will be in the show notes. Also, I've noticed a really big um surge in listeners. Um, and I think it's because of the Friday Night Frights. So that's pretty cool. So obviously, Friday Night Frights is gonna stay. Um, but yeah, if you guys don't mind engaging a little bit, that'd be great. Let me know what you like about the show. I mean, you could not like me and still like the show, I guess. If you like the stories, cool. If you like the guests, cool. Um, you know, a little bit of engagement would be pretty cool, I think. Trying to build a community here. Um, which also brings me to the Patreon. The Patreon is available. I'm thinking about, so there's a supporters club on Spreaker for the podcast, and I was gonna do that because it's kind of like a Patreon, and I was gonna do, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do because it's Patreon. I have the Patreon already. Because I know there's people out there that who just prefer listening to the audio and they don't go anywhere else. But I was thinking about doing a supporters club and just putting um the early access ad-free shows, interviews on the supporters club. So if you're interested in that, let me know and I might do it. I don't know. But I have 3 tiers on Patreon. Check them out if you want. If you don't, not the end of the world. We are doing Horror Society, the Weird Ones Horror Society. We're doing watch parties and posting my paranormal investigations once I start doing them on there as well. And any support that I get from the Patreon, all that money is going to go to future film projects that I'm going to be working on. And I do have a short horror film that will be coming out on YouTube in May, and it's called It Came from the Field. So it'll be starring me and my dog, and we face off with a monster. That's all I'm going to say. It's probably going to be like a 15-minute movie. So I hope you guys check it out. And if you don't, then you don't. Yes. So glad you're here. I'm glad you're living. I'm glad you're surviving. So let's get into this episode with Nicole, shall we? Where the weird ones go production. Get me talking about other things and we'll never record, so welcome to another episode of Where the Weird Ones Are. So glad to have you here. My special guest today, her name is Nicole. And I'm so happy to, first of all, I'm so happy to have been able to connect with her not only here, but I'm gonna be able to see her in New Jersey this summer because we will both be at the Hollow. But anyways, if you don't mind, Nicole, letting the good people know a little bit about yourself, where they can find you, and all that stuff.
Yeah, so thanks for having me on. I'm great. I'm glad that we're finally able to connect. So I'm Nicole. I am a member of Moon Paranormal. We are an all-female paranormal investigative team based in the Hudson Valley, New York. We conduct private cases when people are having activity in their homes and their businesses. And we also put a really big emphasis on historic preservation. We do a lot of fundraising for local historic places in our area. Local nonprofits will have us come in and run an event for them. So that's something that we really love doing, connecting people with the really unique history of our area. I also co-host Alienate UK on YouTube. So twice a week, every week, we are talking about all things weird and high strange. So it's been a wild ride.
Nice, nice. Yeah. So I listened to Alien 8, I think, a couple times, and one of the first times I listened to, you were having a hard time connecting or whatever, and you came in, but then you were gone or something like that. I can't remember. It was a long time ago now. Um, but I just thought it was funny.
It
That's
is.
all. That's all. That's the only reason why I bring it up. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Um,
Basically, every time I'm like, welcome to tech support on Alienate UK. Something always goes wrong. But that happens live.
yeah.
We
But
don't do any of these pre-records.
oh yeah. I prefer pre-records because then I don't feel I don't know. If it feels more like an obligation if it's live, Like if I'm a
Yeah.
few minutes late, then I'm gonna be a few minutes late. Or if the guest is a few minutes late or we have to reschedule, it's like, well, I didn't just sit here all weekend or for a couple days or whatever and say, hey, we're gonna be live at this time, and then we canceled, and then I have to tell everybody that we canceled. That's why I don't do well, I do
Yeah.
lives. I've done lives, but
Well, if
anywho.
you ask Andy if I'm a few minutes late, I'm a few minutes late anyway.
Yeah. I gotcha. Um, so all female paranormal group, huh?
Yeah.
Was that
Yeah.
on purpose with that was that intentional, or is that just the way it happened and you guys decided to keep it that way?
It's just kind of the way it happened, and we
Okay.
rolled with it. You definitely get a different energy, a different vibe going in to do investigations as an all-female group.
Yeah, I feel like women are way more intuitive anyway. So for like a full group of women, I feel like that leads to some interesting stuff. And like a lot of ghosts tend to prefer women anyway. Like not all, obviously, there's a lot of them that just hate them, but like you hear stories of certain I can't think of any specific story at this moment, but I have heard stories of like there's a place in Florida that near the bathroom, where the hell is it, the little houses or something, I don't know, but my friend Christina and her group went there and they're all women, and the whatever ghost was there did not like them being there. So but yeah, and then like do you guys use those God damn, why can't I ever think of what they're called? They're little copper rods,
Dowsing rods, yeah.
dowsing rods. Do you guys use those? Because I hear that those work best in the hand of the females.
See, I don't find that to be true necessarily. I think it's
Okay.
more who's open to it.
Mm,
Because we lead public investigations. So we have mixed groups all the time coming in, and we'll let them use dowsing rods, see how it works. And some females will stand there and nothing happens. And some men will hold it and they'll be like spinning around like a helicopter. So it just really depends, I think, on the person.
I gotcha. I gotcha.
Mhm.
That's interesting. And I like the aspect that you said that you focus on history too, like a lot of
Yes.
the historic stuff, because that's my favorite thing, because I feel like we lose touch a lot with history. Like, I heard, I don't know if this is actually going to be happening, but Pennhurst, this might be the last year for Pennhurst because they're
Yeah.
going to demolish it and put a freaking AI
A data
fucking tower
center.
there. Yeah.
Hmm. That's
And
what I
I'm
heard.
not I'm not up for that. I don't like that. I mean,
No, I'm hoping
it's used. It makes money, so I don't understand.
not as much. I'm hoping
No.
that if they do that, they at least keep part of it. There's a place near us. I don't know if you've heard of it, Mid Orange Correctional Facility in Warwick.
Yes. Yep.
So that actually got bought out by a soccer academy. So
Oh
it's
no, I wanted to do an
no, you
investigation
can
there
do it. You
too.
can do it still.
Oh,
We're doing it in
okay.
May. Um,
Oh,
so this half of it is all soccer fields and administrative buildings and things like this. But this half of it is still all the old buildings standing. So they still rent them out. They still do investigations. So hopefully, if somebody is buying Pennhurst and making it into a data center, they'll at least keep some of the space kind of preserved.
well, let's hope. Because I'm personally, I'm kind of getting tired of watching history be erased in front of my eyes, to be honest with you. And I
Yeah.
know like a lot of these buildings don't get used or anything like that, so they're just kind of standing there taking up space. I get that 100%. But at the same time, like, I don't know, it's a little bothersome to me. Like here in my town, we had a school that had been in the spot of it's a gas station now. They completely demolished it. I used to play on the playground and everything, and it had been around since the late 1800s. It was just a straight fucking like square brick building, you know what I mean? It had 3 floors to it, and it was just we had way too many schools in this town, which is one of the reasons why I think they wanted to get rid of it, was just to kind of funnel everybody into one school so that school buses weren't going to 4 different schools in the same exact town. But they did the cool thing that they did was they put a plaque right out by the sidewalk with a picture of the school on it.
That's really cool.
So, and to describe it. So that was the cool thing about it. But they used to have when they started demolishing it, they had it all fenced off, and people would go in there and steal the bricks as like a souvenir because it had been a part of the town for so long. So,
They just demolished, it was an old boys' school in Goshen around here. And it was called the Salesian School. And for the longest time, it was standing there. It was abandoned. Nothing was going on with it. Supposedly, a lot of bad things happened there. And it was pretty haunted. You could go walk outside the fence legally, it's part of a park. And we did some investigations outside, got some really active stuff. But pretty recently, they tore it down.
ugh,
So nothing's standing anymore.
damn, lame.
Yeah, it's crazy because where I'm at in the Hudson Valley in Orange County in this area, it's so rich in history from the Revolutionary War, George Washington, Alexander Hamilton. They've slept all over this county. And these little tiny houses that were homesteads, they're not tiny, I guess, but they're not big notable places, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They're in danger of closing, of being turned into apartment buildings, being turned into strip malls or whatever, or parking lots. The place we were at not that long ago, it's actually the DAR headquarters, built in, I believe, 1710.
Oh wow,
And they were going to demolish it to put up a parking lot.
nice.
No, yeah. So we're going in this summer. We're doing a bunch of fundraising and hopefully, you know, kind of getting it back in repair.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Do you do fundraising for places sometimes, or is this the first time?
No, we do tons of fundraising. The one place that we go to every October, they have no heat. They can't keep the plumbing on
Mm-hmm.
because they can't afford the bill. There's no money coming in. They'll do, you know, tours, but they're charging like, you know, $3 a person to come in, and most people don't even know it's there.
Mm.
So with the paranormal things, we give people some entertainment. They get to be part of a real investigation, and while they're doing that, they accidentally learn about history.
Nice. I
You wouldn't
like
believe
that.
how many times we have people come back to us after, and they're like, I looked this up and I looked that up and I made this connection. So it really brings it to life for them. They want to get involved in
Wow.
it and they want to save these places because, I talked to, Nathaniel from the Edmondson house, and I don't want them to tear down his home. It makes like a personal connection with it.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel
Hmm.
you. So, what got you so interested in the paranormal to begin with?
I couldn't tell you, honestly. I've just been a weird kid my whole
Uh,
life.
just a
From
weird kid.
yeah, from literally as long as I can remember, I've been like having my parents bring me to the New Age section to read all the local ghost stories. And I was reading Hans Holzer and Linda Zimmerman when, other kids were reading Judy Blume.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh,
Yep,
do,
I
do you
made my
remember
parents.
the? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying I made my parents bring me on annual Halloween pilgrimages to Salem.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, yep.
Uh, that's a drive from. Did you grow up in New Jersey, I assume,
No,
or New
I'm
York?
in New York.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, so it's like 4 or 5 hours. Not that
You
far.
literally said Orange County and Hudson Valley like 3 times, and I still said New Jersey.
It's fine. You're from Maine.
Yeah,
Those words
that's
mean
true.
nothing to you.
Absolutely. Did you ever get check out the books in school? They were like a scary story. I think it was called Scary
Scary
Stories.
stories to tell in the dark.
Yeah, did you
Yeah.
ever get those as a compilation of scary stories?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that
Yeah.
was like my favorite book when I was in second, third, fourth, fifth grade. I
The
love that
one,
freaking
the
thing.
story about the girl with the green ribbon around her neck.
Yes.
That one stuck with me forever.
Yeah. I remember the first time I read that, and like sometimes stories will make me feel something a little weird, and when I read that I was like oh, and I just like kept feeling my neck for the rest of like the whole week, I think. And I was just like, oh no.
Yeah, but you know what's worse is when I was reading that, it was the era where like those velvet chokers were really in.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so you're just like the same age as
Ah.
me. Yeah.
Yep.
That's funny. That's funny. So you never had any like ghostly experiences that
Well,
made you interested, or you're just weird?
I grew up in a haunted house. My grandmother's house was haunted. There was the
Oh.
ghost of Charlie, who supposedly choked on a chicken bone.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and so you'd
That's a
hear like
terrible way to go.
coughing. I would think, I don't know if that story is true. That's just what, was always said. Charlie choked on a chicken bone. It's fine. Don't mind the coughing in the hallway.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
did you hear him cough?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Your footsteps, you see my sister was staying there one night and she saw like a shadow figurey apparition come around the corner. So it was very normal.
Very normal, she says. I saw shadow figures like my entire life, to the point where they just stopped scaring me, you know? And then now I'm just like, yeah, I don't want you here, you know?
Yeah.
And I'll just stare at them for a good minute. Be like, all right, it's time to go. I was like, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all.
Yeah. I came home. It was probably like 5 a.m. from an investigation, actually in Jersey. And I walk into my bedroom, and at the end of my bed, like kind of staring out the window, is a hat man.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And just remember, I'm like, I am way too tired for this shit right now. And then I went to bed. I'm like, I'm not even addressing this. I'm not dealing with this. I'm exhausted.
Oh my god. Because I hear that like the Hat Man's like the worst of the shadow figures to encounter. And you were just like, oh, uh,
What's up?
fuck you,
Going to
dude.
bed.
I'm going to bed. That's
Well,
awesome.
it's so my house isn't old. It was built in 1989,
Yeah.
but there's definitely some activity. When I first started doing Alienate with Andy, I'd actually be set up in this room and I'd have some like equipment, some cat balls and stuff set up in the background. It'd be going off. When we were here painting before we moved in. You hear voices in the basement. Actually, before I saw my Hat Man, my son saw one in his room. And this is how desensitized I am to all the paranormal stuff. He comes in my room, 2 a.m. Mom, I just saw a shadow figure in my closet. Cool, bud, that's awesome. Good night. Yeah. He went in his room and he called my sister because he was scared. And I didn't even think, he didn't say anything. He just went back into his room.
Oh my god, you just traumatized your kid.
But I'm like, okay, awesome. You had an experience. That's so cool. Good night.
Right. I get it. How old was he? Is he was it recent?
He was probably 15, 16.
How old is he now?
17.
Oh, okay, so it was just a couple years ago.
Yeah, it was pretty recent. But we actually did because I felt so bad about it after. We did a little session in his room. We had the necrophonics on and some cat balls. And we're like, okay, tell me your name. And his name is Mr. Tom. Not Tom, it's Mr. Tom.
Mr. Tom.
Mr. Tom. And so, I went through with my son. I'm like, all right, well, we have to set some boundaries. What are you okay with? What are you not okay with? And he goes, I just don't want to see him at all, ever. I said, all right, Mr. Tom, you got that? We clear on that? And the cat ball's lighting up. We're like, all right, we're good.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. He hasn't seen him since.
So maybe not as traumatizing where he was 15 years old, but still kind of scary. I get it.
Yeah.
My kids didn't really see anything until they were teenagers either. Which actually I think it was my daughter. In this house. It was my daughter. Said she was walking to her bedroom and she said out of the corner of her eye she saw somebody standing on my bed in my bedroom. And so she walked by, saw it out of the corner of her eye, stopped and was like, "What the heck?" And then stepped back and looked inside and there was nothing there. She's like, "I swear to God, there was somebody literally standing on your bed." And I was like, "There probably was." And then she's like, "Don't say that."
You want me to lie to you? I mean,
yeah. I was like, "Well, I mean, they're not going to do anything to you." I was like, "We hold dominion over this realm. So, they can't technically hurt you unless you're scared of them."
this is true. I have been scared, I think. I'm not scared of most things paranormal. I'm the one that they're sending in those ghost bait. Oh, we forgot a flashlight up in the creepy attic. Nicole, can you go get it? Sure, but something happened probably a month or two ago that really freaked me out. So we were investigating at this place called Mizzier Homestead, and they called us in because they were having some activity and the person who works there was hearing disembodied voices. We go in and you know what Estes is? Estes session?
Yeah.
So my teammate was doing that. She had the headphones on and we were in this back room and I'm going back and forth with her kind of rapid fire, asking questions. She's responding. It's like real-time conversation. It was pretty intense. There was no downtime in between like there normally is. And all of a sudden I see completely from here down, covering her, something that looked like the nun from the Conjuring movies.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And being the logical person that I am, because I'm always debunk, disprove, I say, okay, well, it's dark in here. I'm going back and forth between looking at it through my IR body cam, where I looked completely normal, and looking at her. So, my eyes are playing tricks on me. So I let my eyes adjust to the dark, thinking it'll go away. No, it got clearer. Yeah.
My gosh.
Yeah. The only time I have run out of a room. Dropping some F-bombs, and they don't know why, they don't know what's going on, but they're like, if Nicole runs, we run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it didn't move, it just kind of stood there.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like, somebody has to go get her, because she was still under the headphones.
You had no idea. You just took off.
No.
She's probably still like fucking saying her words too. Did you leave
Yeah.
Did you leave the camera on her too?
No, I had the camera in my hand. Um,
Oh my god.
but
That would have
she had
been a good blooper for you, for her sitting there by herself.
she said because she's like a medium,
Yeah.
so she didn't know anything that happened at the time. But she said she came out of it. She at the time that I saw it, she was feeling like a heaviness over her.
Oh shit.
So that was kind of wild.
Yeah, I did. I didn't get scared, but I did an Estes. My very first time doing an Estes, felt like somebody was standing next to me, just kind of like squeezing my shoulder repeatedly. And I had to, I was like, something's on my shoulder. And then I watched the video back, and I don't know if you know 305 Paranormal at all.
I feel like
But
I've
I
heard
did
of
it with,
them.
okay, so I did it with them and Mondo, who's the husband of the group, of the two. Um, he goes, "Can you?" He goes, "This is our buddy Kevin. This is his first time ever doing a paranormal investigation. Would you mind touching him on his shoulder?" And then right after that, I'm like, "Oh, my shoulder." Um, so like watching the video back, I was like, "What the fuck?"
It's crazy because I usually go under Estes because I just hear things decently for some reason.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to see it played back or to figure out that what you're saying was actually lining up with the questions because you have no idea when you're under.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. So did with her being a medium, did she like visualize it in her head that like this nun looking thing, or she just felt happiness?
No, not at all. Not at all. She just felt like a heaviness on her, like a
Yeah.
weight.
Oh man.
And she's like, "We
That's
just wanted to talk." I'm like, that thing did not want to talk.
it was staring at me.
Yeah. And it's funny too, because earlier in the night, the mediums were kind of tuning in, and one of them saw someone who looked like Orphan, from the movie.
Yeah.
Like pretending, a grown woman pretending to be a little girl like Orphan. And then another one saw kind of the same thing, but with blacked out eyes.
Okay.
So it kind of feel like it was playing on like horror movie tropes to try to scare people.
Oh yeah. That is an intelligent haunting right there.
Yeah, kind of like a trickster spirit.
Yeah. That's interesting. I've
Mhm.
never encountered anything like that in my life. That'd be no, it wouldn't actually. I was gonna say that would be pretty cool, but it wouldn't. It would not be
Oh, it is
pretty
pretty
cool.
cool.
I was talking to a friend of mine the other day because of St. Patrick's Day, but I used to my I didn't make him, but I watched Leprechaun with my little brother. And we were walking into my house one day after, and it was just this like little apartment above a garage. And I was behind him. We were bringing in the groceries, and I was like, Ryan, I'm the leprechaun. He's like, like that. So like every time Patrick's Day comes around, I always think about the time that I would scare my because it wasn't just like once or twice. It was like anytime it was dark. I was like, "There's a leprechaun," and he's like, "Ah!" And it makes me think of the Wayne's World movie too, where he's just like they're doing the show, and he's just like puts the flashlight under him, and he's like, "Oh, the leprechaun," and he's like, "Oh," and Garth's like, "Oh, you can stop now." It makes me laugh,
Nope, no
but
leprechauns for me, thanks.
yeah, because I'm afraid of dolls, and leprechauns are close to dolls just
You're afraid
because
of
they're small.
gnomes?
I guess I would be afraid of gnomes, yeah, if they look dollish enough, yeah.
I'm afraid of munchkins, like from The Wizard of Oz.
Yes. Me too.
Yeah.
The original clay the
Mm-hmm.
stage play that they filmed in the 30s with Judy Garland. The Munchkins in that, some of them, their faces look weird and they creep me out. And I remember being creeped out on, and they're just contorting their face to look weird. Like it wasn't
They're
like
doing that. And
yeah,
then
they're
they're
like
like, we represent.
yeah,
No, no, thank you.
and I'm just like,
No,
huh.
thank you.
I
Nothing
was like,
against little people, but like it's the munchkins with the plasticky looking faces and the
mm, absolutely. My sister always had porcelain dolls on her walls. And well, so all right, I'm gonna say this. Everybody knows this at this point, but you don't know this, so I'm gonna tell you. Um, my cousin made me watch Child's Play 2 when I was 4 years old.
oh, you're
And
traumatized.
I yeah, and ever since then I have had an issue with dolls. And Mike Myers back here is not a doll, it's a statue, so it's a different thing.
Oh,
Um,
I'm not up in my studio. I have a haunted doll on my desk.
yeah, stay away. My last guest, Kaz and Rachel, they both have haunted dolls, and Rachel brought her. So the first time they were on, Kaz brought her haunted doll out, and I felt like it was looking into my soul. And then this time, Rachel brought her freaking haunted doll out, and I was like, "Come on!" And then it like blinks on its own. If it like moves its head, its eyes will start blinking. But I didn't know that at first, and she just like kind of moved, and its eyes like I was like, what the
She
fuck?
winked at you.
Yeah. And then Kaz is like, hey, it just winked. You should make it wink again. And then she starts moving its head, and that's when I realized that just movement makes its eyes blink. And I was like, all right.
You know how tempted I am to run upstairs and get that thing.
Oh, I'd be gone.
It actually has a kind of interesting story though. My
All
friend
right,
was
let's
in a
hear it.
thrift shop and she was like called there was like this pile of dolls and she kept walking past it, walking past it. She was about to leave. She looks at it. So no, she leaves. She gets in her car. She goes back inside and picks up this doll. She said something was like calling her. The doll was like, don't leave me here. Don't leave me here.
Mm.
So she picked it up and she doesn't want it. She will pick up a haunted object and then give it away because she doesn't want it in her house.
The fuck?
So she gives it to me and the doll has a little name tag on it. And guess what the doll's name is?
Doll.
Nicole.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Felt the
So I
same
put
way
her.
too.
I put her on my desk and my dog's crate is up there in the bedroom. And one morning before work, I go up, I put the dog away, come downstairs, and I think that I maybe forgot to latch the crate because I hear like running, like a dog with zoomies running around.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, go back upstairs. Dog's in his crate. Doll's on the floor. Yeah.
Nope.
Yep.
0 out of 10. Don't recommend.
It was
That's why I could never have a haunted object in my house.
I have several.
Yeah. Well, you're Nicole and I'm Kevin, so
Yeah.
so
I'll bring you one to the hollow. You can just chill with it at your table. See how you feel.
no.
No?
You can bring it, but I'm not gonna hang out with it.
Fair.
I'm telling you.
Until it just keeps showing up.
If it keeps showing up, we're gonna have problems. Not you and I, me and the doll.
Like, I swear I just brought it back to my table.
Yeah,
I don't know how it
yeah.
got back over here.
Oh man. I'll have to karate chop you too. So would you say that the nun situation was that the scariest experience you've ever had?
I think so, actually, because usually,
Yeah.
like I said, I'm pretty pretty
Mhm.
calm. We've had some interesting experiences, some kind of crazy experiences, but that was the only time that I ran out of a room.
Okay. Have you ever seen any of like the creepers that they talk about sometimes? I know there's a couple certain locations that have creepers. I think Waverly has one, and then there's I think there's a place in New York that supposedly has one where it crawls on the
There's a
wall.
couple. The Shanley
Okay.
Hotel has one. Mid
Yes, the
Orange, Mid
Shanley.
Orange has one. And one of my teammates saw it when we were there filming a YouTube video with a YouTuber. He called us in as like the team,
Mm-hmm.
and he was, typical YouTuber yelling and but in between the craziness, we were getting some real activity, and she saw one of the creepers like coming up through the basement.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let's go check it out. She's like, nope.
I would love to see that. To be honest with you, I would be terrified, but I would love to see it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. As somebody who hasn't seen one yet,
Mm-hmm.
I want to see one, but I might feel differently if I actually did.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, first of all, I scare easy. I don't know if anybody could tell, but I scare really easily. And usually it's just that's just like my initial reaction to things is just to be scared first, and then I'm like, oh, you know, that could totally be explained real quick. But have you ever had like a dream that scared you, and then maybe partially you like relived part of the dream or something like that? I'm saying this in a weird way, but like, have you ever had a dream and then it was actually happened, and maybe in the dream it was a little more terrifying, if that makes sense? Am I making any sense with that question?
I've had a lot of weird dreams, but I don't think I've had any like deja vu premonition dreams about anything scary.
Okay.
I've had deja vu dreams about and deja vu is a word now because I've just decided that it is
All
apparently.
right, I got you.
Um,
I'll put it down
but no, like
in the
normal,
dictionary.
yeah, normal everyday things. But I have had dreams that seemed really, really scary at the time, but then looking back at it, I was like, wait, this was trying to tell me something.
Uh-huh.
I actually just had one the other day that freaked me the hell out, and I woke up and I was like, oh my god, because I was at a hotel in Florida and I was by myself. And I was like so happy to be on vacation by myself. And then I kept getting a phone call like from in the room. And I pick up and this guy is like screaming at me. And I'm like, dude, you called me. I didn't call you. I'm sorry. Stop yelling at me. And then it was one of those like calls coming from inside the house thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you could see out the hotel window and he was up on a catwalk watching me. And I couldn't get out of the room. At that point, it was like a lucid dream. So I knew I was dreaming, but I couldn't wake up. I couldn't get out of the room. And it freaked me the hell out. I woke up like really shaken. But then as like it settled, I'm like, wait, I got some kind of like information download or something because everything was way more clear after that.
What do you mean?
Like a bunch of stuff that I had going on, like a bunch of stuff that, maybe I was like confused about in my head made way, way, way more sense.
Okay.
It was weird. It was a weird dream.
That is kind of a weird dream.
Yeah.
But maybe it's like your subconscious, I said it correctly.
Yeah, subconscious.
So like he's watching you, um, because he's you, and then he's calling you and yelling at you because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Maybe.
Or something like that. That's the interpretation that I'm getting. Maybe you didn't know exactly what he was saying when he's yelling at you, but I don't know.
True. But like I felt like I was trapped in that room for a reason.
Mhm.
No, you can't leave yet until you get all this information.
It almost sounds like writer's block, like
Yeah.
something that would have, like whenever I'm writing something um, I, like I got blocked on my second book that I published or whatever, and like I just like randomly, it could have been a dream, it could have happened in a dream. I just don't know because I don't remember. I really should keep a dream journal. Um, but like there was just one day I got into work. It was still the morning. I was still waking up because I work at freaking 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'll get up, I'll get out of bed, I'll come downstairs, I'll put my work clothes on, lay down on the couch, and fall back asleep. But yeah, it was just like boom, all of a sudden I knew where the story was going while I was driving, and and then it snowballed from there. And I almost wonder, now that you say that, I wonder if I had a dream that was so like profound where I was like, oh, this is where this needs to go or something like that. But
Could be.
that's interesting. Have you ever had a dream that what was I gonna say? Shit. Not tell you the future, but I guess that would be called a premonition too.
Yeah.
So I don't know, that dream with the guy yelling at you is terrifying. I think not
Hmm.
being able to leave the room is terrifying in itself.
Yeah. And it would be
But
bad enough if it was just like, okay, a dream you could, but knowing you're dreaming and not being able to wake up, not being able to get out of the room, you're like, that is a crazy feeling just being trapped there.
that's one of my biggest fears. One of my biggest fears is not being able to get out of a room that I'm in, and then another one is dolls, and then another one is intruder in my house while I'm taking a fucking shower or something, like, or I'm in my underwear, like either
So,
naked or in
escape
my
room
undies.
full of dolls with somebody banging on the door. Biggest fear.
Say that one more time.
So if you were in an escape room
Uh-huh.
full of dolls and somebody's banging on the door, that's going to be like your worst nightmare.
Yeah. Yeah. And then put me in my underwear. And I'll cry.
Well, I don't think you do most escape rooms in your underwear, so at least you're safe there.
True.
I don't know what kind of escape rooms other places run, but not in New York.
And they're like, we watched the cameras, by the way.
I'm sure, you know what? It probably exists somewhere.
Maybe. Have you ever seen an apparition other than this nun lady?
Yeah, so we were actually attending a public event and we were in a group and my one team member, Susan, goes out the room into another room. I follow her and I think my other team member, Lisa, follows me. We're standing in this room doing a session for probably a good like 5-10 minutes. We were there for a little bit and Lisa's standing next to me. I'm like, oh shit, we better get back to the group. Turn around to Lisa. There's no Lisa. Like she was not there that whole time. She went downstairs. So I don't know who the hell was standing next to me.
Oh shit.
But you know when somebody's standing next to you, you can kind of see them in the corner of your eye. You know, she had blonde hair. She had like a black. Lisa was wearing a black jacket. So it was some form of black top.
Yeah.
Didn't think twice about it. Was standing there next to a ghost the whole time.
Damn, son.
Yeah.
That's a freaky realization.
And it makes you think, like how many spirits or apparitions or whatever you want to call them do you encounter in your everyday life and you don't even realize it?
Yeah, they say when you see a figure out of the corner of your eye to the point where you have to turn and look at it, that was a ghost, supposedly. Um, I think every place has the potential to be haunted.
Yes.
Brand new or old or whatever. Just because I've said this a few times now on the show. The Earth has been around for so long. How long have the people been on it, right? So almost everywhere has had death. And the Earth has consumed it.
Yes.
So the potential so say like back in like the Neanderthal days or whatever, like first man and shit, when they're dying, places that they've died could be anywhere. It could be literally like a tribe could have died right here on my property, or just one person or something like that. And that could be the reason why I see shadow figures or whatever. But like, I'm just saying, it is interesting though that a lot of people when they see a ghost, when they see an apparition, it's like Victorian age, which is like when when the spiritual movement was, which was the Victorian, like was the late 1800s to the early 1900s.
Yep.
So like 1880 to 1920 maybe.
But that brings us back to the why are there no dinosaur ghosts? Like, do ghosts have, some kind of expiration? Why have we never encountered a caveman ghost?
Yeah. So
Or do they like get to a certain point and then turn into shadow figures, or their energy is like recycled somehow? Like, why? Why don't we have ghosts from like the 300 ADs?
yeah, exactly. That's really interesting. Maybe ghosts have an expiration date, like you said. Maybe they do. I don't think this is gonna sound outlandish, but I'm not 100% sure dinosaurs ever existed, to be honest with you.
What is your
Mainly,
theory?
so I don't know what I don't really have a theory, but I find it interesting how like most of actually all of the dinosaurs were created off of just a little piece section of their body. So like they found these bones, but they don't really make anything out of it. So all the rest of their bodies have been fabricated. So like all these dinosaurs that you see, like they didn't really find a whole body of bones to be able to describe these fucking creatures to you. And um how are they having sex?
I have never put that much thought into dinosaur sex.
The only reason why I bring this up is because I literally saw a meme where it's like putting them together in awkward positions. Like, how are they
Oh,
mating?
like a T-Rex.
Yeah, like how, yeah, little arms. The tail is behind them, so like you can't like get behind them like a dog or whatever. And then like, how are they like doing it from like, you know?
I just have like now a vision of a T-Rex in my head just falling over.
So
I can't get back up because it had little arms.
Meet the Robinsons. You ever see that cartoon?
Yes, yes,
Or the yeah.
yes, yes, I have.
Oh man. So yeah, seeing that meme today, and then the fact that you brought dinosaurs up, and then I know the fact that they kind of fabricated a lot of the bodies and stuff. Like, I'm just like, maybe that's not true, because or maybe they didn't never existed, or maybe it was just like, I don't know. But for me, like I was thinking too, before I had that thought, on dinosaurs. I was thinking that maybe dinosaurs were birds. And that's where people got the story of dragons, because they were like reptilian, but not reptilian, you know what I mean? But they were birds. I don't know. That sounds stupid, but, and people are probably gonna be like, man, you're retarded. But
No, see, Google the T-Rex, since we're talking about T-Rex, and then Google an ostrich. Ostrich looks like they have little arms. So if you take the T-Rex's little arm and put it back like this, it's an ostrich. It's a wing. Nobody believes me,
yeah,
but T-Rexes had wings. I mean, I don't think they were flying
that,
around, but they had wings.
yeah. So that's another thing, and I've explained this to David before too. And I'm like, that's why they have little arms, because that's the bone that starts the wing, and then it turns into the cartilage.
Because it just doesn't make sense from an evolutionary standpoint to evolve with tiny little arms when you're so like top heavy. Doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense. It's wings.
No.
You can't
Yes.
convince me that it's not.
Yes. I mean, honestly, that's why I think there's dragon stories, is because of that.
Yeah. And
So,
dragons are in every like culture stories, people and dragons. So maybe dragons did exist and the dinosaur bones are the dragon bones.
boom. Bada
But we
bing,
can't
bada boom.
say dragons existed. So
Yeah, and maybe every little like clump of bones that they found were really just like one species.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Instead of a million dinosaurs that they made up.
I have
You want?
corgis, so
It's all
the
right. I
second
didn't
they
hear.
hear something, they go crazy.
It's all right. Fuck. Now I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, one of my favorite facts about dinosaurs is that when they created Jurassic Park, nobody knew what a dinosaur sounded like, so they completely made it up.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know if dinosaurs actually roared or whatever.
But a lizard doesn't roar and a bird doesn't roar. So why would a dinosaur roar? These are the things
Exactly.
that they're kind of closely related to, right? Why would they
Yep.
roar? What if dinosaurs chirped
They could
like
have
birds?
chirped.
That's way less scary.
Yeah. Could you imagine watching Jurassic Park being chased by a T-Rex and it's going tweet 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 tweet
Somebody needs to do
tweet?
that. Somebody needs to dub Jurassic Park with bird sounds.
Oh man. So I have another question for you. Where are you and your team going next? Where's the very next place?
Where are we going? We are going to the trolley power plant in Middletown. So on our TikTok, we have a couple videos, and our YouTube. One of them is where we have a flashlight up on a ledge and it rolls off by itself.
Oh wow.
And in the same place, we were sitting there doing an EVP session. We got called in to do an investigation there, private case, because they'd moved into this new building and employees were suffering through like personality changes, a lot of anger issues out of nowhere, like out of character. So they thought something in the building was affecting them. So we go in and we're doing the investigation. We're in this guy's office who's being the most affected. And there's this big metal door, and all you hear is like banging on the door's shaking, and we're thinking it's an actual person. So my team member Lisa's grabbing, there was golf clubs. She's grabbing a golf club. I'm going to look out the window. They're yelling at me not to open the door. I'm not going to open the door. I'm not crazy. But I'm just trying to look and see if there's a person. There was nobody there. Nobody.
Jeez.
You could see the whole parking lot. They couldn't have gotten away from doing that fast enough. There was no one there.
That is freaking wild, dude.
Mm-hmm. So we're going back. We're doing a public investigation.
What does that mean? What does public investigation mean?
So people can buy tickets,
Okay.
and they come in, and we take some groups around, and investigate, either people who have experience, people with no experience who want to go on a ghost hunt but don't have equipment or really know how.
Nice.
Mhm.
That's
That should be
cool.
fun.
That sounds like fun. That
Yeah,
sounds
and
like a
then
lot
in
of fun.
May we're doing Fort Decker. So
Never heard of it. Please tell me about it.
it's in Port Jervis. It was an important fort. It got burnt down and rebuilt, but right now it's one of those historic places that's being used as a museum that has no money. They can't stay open in the winter. They have no heat. So
Ah,
another place that's really in need of fundraising.
I got you. I
Mhm.
got you. I like it. I like that you guys do stuff for these places and do fundraising and stuff. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's
we don't take
very
care of them.
commendable.
They don't have money. They're not going to be around for us to investigate.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Mhm.
I think it's important to stay in touch with as much as our history as we possibly can, Um, because then we lose our history, we lose ourselves,
Mhm.
which can lead you down to a conspiracy rabbit hole on that. But we're not gonna go there.
No comment. That's my biggest ancient civilizations and the resets. That's my conspiracy jam.
Yes, that's my favorite. That's my favorite part of conspiracy. Um, um, when you get into like the little ones, like um, does Michelle Obama have is Michelle Obama a man? Like, who cares? What is that going to change?
Yeah.
You know what I
No.
mean?
I care about if they rewrote our whole history and there's about
Yes.
300 missing years out of our timeline.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that we used to we had we bleh, fuck.
Free energy, Tartaria. Mhm.
Tartaria and flat Earth are my favorite conspiracies. Not that I believe in flat Earth. I find the whole like talking points
Yes.
on it super interesting. And Tartaria kind of plays into that too.
Yep.
Um,
Whole
but
cities built practically overnight.
yeah, they said Tartaria never existed, but there's literally maps with the Tartarian flag on it. So
That's a whole nother rabbit hole. We could talk conspiracy
absolutely,
for hours.
absolutely. Well, maybe we should do that. I another time, but because I've been trying to turn over a new leaf with my podcast and stay away from I'm trying to get away from politics. Um, but I still want I so all right. I'll explain it this way. So I've had a bad taste put in my mouth by the conspiracy community, mainly like the conspiracies that revolve around government and current events and stuff like that. Um, I did get into like a little bit of a fight with somebody, like
Uh-uh.
not a big fight or anything. Like everything ended up being fine, but like being threatened to to make sure that I get blacklisted from ever having big names on my show and stuff like that. And I was like, you're talking to the wrong person if you think I care about that shit.
Who are they
But
that they're getting all these big names? Like, they're so influential.
yeah. So I was just
Talking
like,
shit about them. I don't even know them.
I mean, you're not wrong technically, to be honest with you. I'll give you that. But yeah, man, I was just like, you know what? Fuck these guys. Fuck this side of this. And then like, when people die, they immediately are like it's fake or whatever. Like it's the people are actually dying. But I mean, there can still be a conspiracy there.
Yeah.
But don't friggin' I don't know. It's I'm gonna end up getting into like a full on rant here if I keep talking about it. But like I'm just like I'm just gonna stop touching politics and conspiracies altogether. But
Historical
Tartaria,
conspiracy.
historical conspiracies I fuck with for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Tartaria and all that shit. I'll talk about that till I'm blue in the face.
Like
So
moon landing back.
yes,
Yes.
yes, because the moon landing is very interesting as well. Um, I don't mind talking about JFK either, but which is
Yeah.
around the same time,
Yeah.
but yeah. So I was gonna ask you another question. Um, oh, for the listeners who don't know anything about it, do you mind explaining the Hollow, which is coming up in New Jersey in August, that you're a part
Yes.
of?
Yeah, I'm doing a lecture actually on paranormal tourism and historical preservation. It's going to be a really cool event. They're doing a lot of things that are different from your typical Paracon. They have a game show plan. They have excursions into the Pine Barrens to, chase down the Jersey Devil. They have a film festival. It is going to be a really cool, really unique event. And the proceeds are going to some incredible organizations that benefit mental health. Nine Lives Paranormal, they're great. We've worked with them before. They do a lot of good work in the community, a lot of good investigations. So I'm really excited to be a part of it. I'm excited that you're coming to be part of it as well.
Me too. When she emailed me and told me that all the proceeds go to mental health organizations, um, I was like, "Damn, how'd you know?" That was like, because that's like the one of the main topics that I talk about on my show,
Because I
because
do
you
research.
can't have, yeah, you can't have like these crazy and wild experiences and not expect to have some like issues, you know?
Yes. Yep.
So,
Hmm.
like, you don't tell some like, I didn't tell there's stories that I've had that, everybody knows now, but that I've kept to myself because I was afraid that people were gonna think I'm crazy, and people probably still think I'm crazy, and that's totally fine. I don't care anymore. But for the longest time, it kinda, like, ate at me, you know?
Yeah. I mean, we're working, in the business of life, death, trauma, everything, kind of in between. And we deal with that on a regular basis. And people go into the paranormal for their own reasons. A lot of them are dealing with, their own demons or their own trauma that they're trying to come to terms with,
Mhm.
some kind of loss or something. So it's really important. It's really, really
Absolutely.
good work that these organizations are doing.
Absolutely. I agree. Oh, I can't wait to meet you in person
Mhm.
and get to hang out and check this thing out. I'm really excited. I hope that I've filmed my movie by then so that I can try and present it. But who knows, maybe I will have won my screenplay competition. I've entered a screenplay into 3 competitions, and maybe I can present it there too, maybe. I
Yeah.
don't know. And be like, "Hey, you should get a production company to make this movie." Because that's not the script that I wrote that I put into competitions is not an indie movie. Like,
No.
you won't be able to pull as there's no way it's a period piece.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't be able to do it with an indie budget. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And make it look believable. Be like, they're standing on a stage.
You got to get an authentic location. Some of these
Yeah.
like reenactors,
Yeah.
some of them are
Absolutely.
crazy. Like they look like they stepped out of that time period.
For real. And they act and talk like it too, dude.
And they don't
I'm
break
like,
character.
what? No, they don't.
Mhm.
It's wild. It's
You're
cool
like, can
though.
I
It's
take a
cool to
picture?
see.
They're like, what is that device you're holding? That's the devil's work.
You put them all in a box.
Mm-hmm. A
Oh my
witch.
gosh. Burn her. How do you know she's a witch? She looked like one.
She's wearing pants.
She turned me into a newt.
They
A
probably had
newt.
it coming.
I got better. Oh man, Nicole. All right. So if you don't mind, actually, you want to know what? I've been forgetting my closing question lately. No, I haven't, but I did just forget it with you. So with all the things that you're doing, are you finding fulfillment in your life?
I love the work that I'm doing. I love being able to get on podcasts like this, and meeting different people through co-hosting Alienate. I love being able to help preserve some of these places that I love so much, and meeting some really, really awesome people. So it's good work. I love it.
Dope. I like that. I like that you like it. That's obviously if you didn't like it, you wouldn't do it, right?
Yeah, I'd probably be in the wrong field if, I didn't enjoy it. You gotta sit alone with people in dark basements for hours at a time. Like, that's way more miserable if you hate it.
That's that's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If you don't mind, one more time, let the two people that listen to this podcast know where they can find you.
Yeah. So you can find me, easiest way is Full Moon Paranormal. We're on all the socials. We have a link tree, linktree.com/Full Moon Paranormal. You can find us, our events, fullmoonparanormal.com. Google us. We come up. It's a fairy in a moon.
Is it?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
That's our logo. So if you see that, that's us.
All right. Because when you said it, your face was like,
No, something like floated down through the thing, and I'm like,
oh.
I was like, what is this? Is this like a corgi fur tuft or like what is in front of my face right now? No, I'm sure our logo is a fairy.
Okay. That's just funny the way it happened. It's just like, are you sure that's what it is?
Yes, I'm sure it's our logo. It's been our logo for 5 years now.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a good logo. I like it. It's done really well. Who'd you have do it?
We had Paul Lascala do it.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
He does good work. He does a lot of our posters and flyers for our events too.
Well, I'm glad you use a real person to do your art. That's dope.
Me too.
All right.
It helps that he's married to one of our team members, and we don't have to pay him.
Oh, perfect.
Yes.
Perfecto.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I like that. I wish I was married to an artist. So, all you artists out there, I'm just kidding.
Just don't bring dolls around.
Yeah, no dolls. We don't fuck with that. All right. For the listeners, if you don't mind, like, follow, share, subscribe. What the hell? How do I usually say this? I'm so lost right now.
Hit the notification bell.
Yeah, do that.
Do that.
All right. If your podcatcher does not allow you to leave a rating and review, please consider doing so on the website where the weird ones are podcast.com. That is also where you can get hot sauce, merch, supplements, and some of my short stories and my blog posts. You can check that stuff out. Check out pictures, people that got some of the merch, like the shirt behind me. I also got updates for the movie up there in the production section. But if you're interested, $1, $2, whatever, to the Kickstarter for my found footage horror film would be greatly appreciated. I would really love to be able to make that movie. And if I don't reach my goal, I don't get any of the money. So I would greatly appreciate it. It'll be in the show notes. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Nicole, for being here. I really appreciate it. Time is our greatest currency. The fact that you chose to spend some time with me means the world to me. And we're going to do it again because we just realized that we have so much more to talk about.
Well, thank you for having me on. It was really great.
All right. Until next time, guys, go check her out. And also check her out on Alienate. So, you know the drill. Question everything. Stay weird.
In the quiet of the night, when the world feels far. There's a voice through the static, like a falling star. It calls the misfits, the dreamers, the ones who see the shadows in the corners, the truth we barely believe. From the pine tree woods to the desert skies, they talk of ghosts and aliens with wonder in their eyes, not afraid to ask the questions that others won't dare. 'Cause the world gets strange when you stop and stare. Come gather around where the weird ones are, by the fireside glow or a midnight car, where the stories run deep and the secrets fly like owls in the dark or stars in the sky. If you've ever felt lost, like you don't belong, you found your place, you found your song, right here where the weird ones are. They'll talk of cryptids, time slips, and deja vu, of spirits that linger and what might be true. But more than the monsters, it's the people you'll find who dare to be open with curious minds. It's not about fear, it's the thrill of the ride, to question the world with wonder as guide. So pull up a chair, let your freak flag fly, we're the seekers of truth beneath the sky. Yeah, come gather around where the weird ones are, on the moonlit thoughts and cosmic scars, where the veil feels thin and the questions burn, and we chase the strange at every turn. You're not alone, not in the dark, you're with a tribe. You found the spark right here where the weird ones are. For the ones who wonder, for the ones who know, welcome home.